Na 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 na.
What's poppin', MNT squad?
Welcome back, everyone. For those of you who are new, I'm Tiff.
And I'm Mya.
So annoying.
So today's video we're going to be discussing
Depression
and anxiety.
Trigger warning for this video. This is a video Mya has been wanting to do for a very long time. It is something that is important to her and something that's real to her, you know. So we'll be unfolding a little bit of that. So this is kind of a personal video and how me as a partner, how I help her and get her through those things.
Yes. So
Trigger warning.
mega. Just in case, like, if you don't want to hear about it, it's totally fine. You don't have to watch it. It's just me reflecting on how this affects my life and how I feel. And I wanted to relate to others about the things that they're going through, especially during this time. I know everybody keeps talking about, especially during this time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not only this time. Like, it was before this time, and how this time has greatly impacted and worsened that effect and like made it more than what it was before. Like, I was already recovering and then like boom, that happened. So it's not only about just this time, like it's before this time and during and after this time. So
I don't know why this is like making me emotional right now.
So
Ooh. Yes, continue.
So she's gonna drink her coffee. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about it with you guys and like discuss all the ins and outs of how I'm feeling. So boom, we're gonna get started.
Oh.
I've had anxiety and I've had depression for a very long time. It's not just something that's like a trend. Like, this is a real thing.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to ever feel like it's invalid. Like, if people are like, oh, you're just depressed.
So emotional.
Wait, what is going on?
I have no idea. Ooh, those hormones are real today, guys.
So, I don't want anybody to feel that their feelings are invalid or whatever the case is. Like, don't let anybody tell you that your anxiety and your depression is not important or that it's a trend or whatever the case is. But I've been dealing with it for a long time and I've had my ups and downs with it. I've had my suicidal ideations. Please, if that is a trigger, like, please stop watching immediately. Like,
Yes.
I don't want anybody to be triggered.
I'm not forced to watch this video.
You're not forced.
This video is supposed to help everyone and let them know that they are not alone with what they are going through.
Exactly. And all my information is in every description. Like, if you really genuinely need to talk, like, I will happily talk. I will happily listen. I'm not a mean person. I promise that I will listen. So going back to what I was saying, like, it's really important and it's been really stressful on my life. Like, it's had a really big impact on my life. I was doing a clothing line since like 2015 and I'm very big into clothes. Like, I have my own style. Like, even though this is a little t-shirt, but I have my own style. Like, I do my own thing. And it was greatly affecting that. Like, I was on and off with it. I would start something, stop. And I had like a whole photo shoot ready to go and everything, and I just stopped. Like, it was just really impacting me and affecting me that bad. So it's Biggie's in the background, guys. So
And the windows closed.
So it's just a lot.
As consistent as she wanted to be. All the ambassadors had their things, what they were gonna photo shoot with, hair, makeup, like everything was set to go, and
I just kind of like fell off. And that's my fault. Like, my ambassadors are amazing people. Like, they literally,
shout out to y'all.
Yes, shout out to all of you guys. But I just started a new clothing brand. I relaunched the whole thing. Like,
big things coming.
Yes,
check it out.
Yes, please. I would appreciate it. And if you could follow it, even more better.
We'll put the IG handle on the bottom, and We'll tag it on our Mya and Tiff page so you guys can continue to support.
Yes, it's called Definition Mindset, which is my brain and my journey of how my mind has been through all of this. And it goes back to my anxiety too. Like, I'm anxious for everything, literally everything. Like, it could be this tiny, and then it could be like this big. I will just be anxious for everything.
But it's who you are.
Yeah.
You know, like, some people might find it frustrating, but I get it. And I know why she's anxious, and I know how to move around her anxiousness, where people just get frustrated and want to argue with her, and it takes it to a level it doesn't need to get to.
Yeah. And I've gotten into a lot of arguments because of it. I've gotten into a lot of miscommunication because of it. And, like, some of it is my fault. Like, I can attest to it being that some things are my fault. And I will admit that. But it's a lot for a person to deal with. And don't ever let people make you feel invalid. And find that support system around you. Find a support group that's good for you. Whether that's going to a random group or going to something like that Tiff is working at. She helps LGBTQ plus youth that are not being helped in our community. And it's important, whether you're gay, straight, lesbian, whatever you prefer to go by, they, them, he, she, whatever, it's important that you take this seriously. Like, mental health is so important. And because it's Mental Health Awareness Month, I wanted to take the time to do this video because it's important to me. And to have a partner that understands you, is willing to do these things, and even introduces new exercises, like, is really important. And don't be afraid to talk to a therapist. Like, I get embarrassed sometimes, yes, and my therapist is literally up my behind to call her and to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to and I'm on top of my things and calling her. And she works with me though, because she knows I do not like talking to people, so she does work with me. But
you're very closed off.
But
there's nothing to be ashamed of when it comes to a therapist. In a time like right now, there are different agencies and therapists who are supporting people online for free, which is amazing, because this is a struggle and this is a time people need someone, especially if someone's living home alone. Those thoughts become really real to them and they need that support. There's different chat spaces people can use. So if you don't like talking on the phone, you can join a chat group for an hour. There's the Trevor Project, which we all know is very important. You can call them and talk to someone. There's even a new agency that I just came across where instead of you calling them, they actually call you.
Which I think is really cool.
They will initiate that conversation with you and work with you at your pace, which I think is really amazing, because we have some people who are terrified to even make a phone call to order food. They'll be terrified to speak to someone about their own personal issues. So I think that initiative is really, really great to offer to everyone who needs it. As far as the exercises go, it's kind of like my realm, you know. What? And the window is closed.
Crying.
Wow. You know, some days are gonna be harder than others. There's gonna be days where it takes her forever to wake up. To just even roll out of bed is a mission. She'll be there for 2 hours and it's hard. And you know, I go downstairs and I'm like, okay, this is one of those days. We tried this exercise. What are we gonna do? Sometimes her thoughts are really loud, so I go over, what do you hear? What do you smell? What do you see? What do you feel? And just try to bring her back to center. Mya really loves our relationship, which is like really great. So I will ask her, what's your favorite memory of us? What was your favorite trip that we took? Just to kind of bring her back to a place where it's like okay for her to speak. You know, she's not gonna speak right away, but she's trying, and you have to acknowledge that. And for partners who are not dealing with depression, but their partner is, it is also important for you to take care of your mental health. Like Mya tells me all the time, I need to put myself first, but it's just who I am, so I always put you first. I put everyone first around me. But it's also important for us, and she doesn't knock that. And another exercise we like to do with each other is she writes in a journal, I write in a journal 10 things she loves about me and 10 things I love about her, and most importantly what she loves about herself, because that's important. And 10 things I like about myself. And usually these couple activities kind of help, you know, not only with the mental health but with our relationship, and it brings us that connection. And I actually like doing those activities. Just like our end card video, we have that time to sit down and be vulnerable and speak with each other, and I think it's important.
It is very important. And I wanted to bring up one more topic just to kind of wrap up the video. But also depression and anxiety in men is something serious too as well. Like, men shouldn't feel like by being vulnerable that people are going to use it against them, or they shouldn't feel like that is going to be used against them. Like, it's important to stress that in men as well, because suicidal rate with men is actually high as well. And it's not fair to anybody. Like, you have to be able to talk to somebody, you have to be able to find support in people, and it's great when you have that family aspect, whether you make a family out of people or you have that really good family bond with the people that you have a family with. Like, it's important either way.
But I also think, like, that goes back to culture and society. Like, men are taught that they have to be macho, they have to be the tough one, they can't cry. Like, some cultures teach men, like, you don't cry, like, you're not allowed to go through that feeling. And it's frustrating to see, because everyone is important and everyone's feelings should be validated, whether they're male, female identifying, male identifying. Like, it's important for you to sit that through and have the support that you need to be able to sit with those feelings. And it's frustrating that culture and society just doesn't agree. And there are some cultures that don't believe in their children having mental health issues. They think, you know, suck it up, you could just get over it, you're gonna be an adult, you're already an adult, like, it's part of life. And unfortunately, it's not that easy for someone. It actually is more triggering for someone with mental health to be told that, as opposed to someone being supportive. And sometimes, if you don't have a therapist, just venting to someone you can really trust can make a little things better. It's not going to take everything away overnight, but it can at least take off a little bit off your shoulder and be like, okay, like, I don't feel crazy. This person's not making me feel crazy. Like, I matter. And I think us as members of society need to work on making sure people feel welcome for how they feel and validating those feelings. I never want someone's feelings to be invalidated ever. So that's important to me, which is why I do the work that I do. And it's important for everyone to receive help. And if you're someone who's watching this video and you suffer from depression, suicidal ideations, or whatever the case may be, anxiety, you are not alone. You would actually be surprised at the amount of people who feel the same way. And I've seen friendships develop from this, having someone who can exist with you and feel the same things. It's important. But if you are struggling, please reach out to us and we will send you resources for you to get help. You are most definitely not alone, and we want you to come to a place where you feel comfortable and you can be who you are and you don't have to be questioned. And for people who are afraid of their family knowing that they're going to therapy, you don't have to tell them. You can tell them you're going to the library, you can tell them I'm going out with friends, but take that time for you and don't let other people's opinions steer you away from it, because it's super important to get the help that you need. And for those partners who deal with, you know, anxiety, depression, even though you're not going through it, you can also take time for you. I do it all the time. I take an hour a day to myself. I work out, and I'm in my zone, and it helps center me and brings me back. And it's like, okay, I was able to release. And it doesn't have to be working out. You could go for a walk. You can call your best friends. You can sip a cup of coffee and just sit with your thoughts and listen to some chill music. Like, there's many different outlets, and don't let anyone tell you that your outlet is not good enough, because
big old facts.
you know yourself, and no one knows you better than yourself, and you know what's best for you.
Yep. And this is just something I wanted to do. This was important to me, and it's like, I hope you guys understand that this was me opening a little bit and relating to everybody.
Also, I forgot one thing. One thing that I make it my point to do is celebrating her small victories all the time. Mya does come from a place where she used to self-harm. She used to do those things, and we work on it. And she's gotten really better with telling me, babe, I'm feeling anxious right now. Can you sit with me? Can you talk to me? Like, she's very good at acknowledging her feelings and letting me in at the same time so I can help her. So yes, if it's a month anniversary coming up, like, we celebrate how far you have come to just work on it. And it takes so much out of you. And I am so proud of you.
Thank you
For being able to acknowledge that and coming to me for help, because for a long time she did not want my help, and she would self-sabotage, which you know, it's frustrating because you just want to be there for that someone, but in due time. And I tell Mya all the time, I can help you as much as I want, but if you don't want the help, it's not going to do anything. Nothing I say is going to mean anything to you. So please take that time. Find someone to speak to. Find an outlet. Running, biking, baking, like, whatever relaxes you. Please take that time to do it, and know that you are definitely not alone. There are couples like us out there. There are people like us out there. It's okay.
Yep. So that's all, guys. That's all we wanted to say, what we wanted to get into. So we hope that you will watch this, listen to every word. If you cannot and you made it this far,
Thank you
for
hearing our story.
Yes.
And letting us be vulnerable with you.
We will catch you next time on our next video.
Don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. And turn on those post notifications so you can keep up with us. And don't forget, Mya's clothing line, we will post, and it will be in the bio. Check it out.
Muy importante.
Got some good stuff coming, guys.
Deuces.
Bye.
Yeah.